Alrighty, welcome to another episode of Bookalicious. I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Candace.
And today is special because we are recording in person.
Woo-hoo.
Woo! In our in-home studio.
At our parents' home.
In Miami, Florida.
Yes.
Living it up.
We are in a room with the curtains closed. We cannot see outside. You couldn't even tell that we were in Florida unless we really knew.
That's the way we like it.
That's the way we like it. Okay, not all jokes land. We write at it. It's fine. Chrissy's able to fake her laughs a lot better via Zoom, it would appear. And now that she's in person, she's caught.
I know, this is weird. I don't know how to act anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I was like the Zoom generation.
Yeah, she had practiced her fake laugh last time and her silent one.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, and now that she has to do it in person, it seems
it's lost its touch.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't know since you can't see anything.
They can hear the awkward tension. They can feel it.
It's being transmitted to wherever these poor people are.
Tens of people everywhere. Our mom and dad.
It's awkward wherever she is.
She's in pain.
Poor mom.
Yeah. Okay. So we left off at chapter 18. But I think Chrissy had a surprise game for me.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we're starting with chapter 18, and we mentioned this a few episodes ago, so a few hours of listening time ago. Each chapter has this little symbol at the front, and if you look in the back of your book, there's a glossary of what all the eons are, like the magical letters. And so each chapter actually has a name, but you have to do some digging to find out what it is. So I'm not sure. Should I tell you the chapter name first, or maybe at the end after we've summarized it? Maybe let's summarize it.
Oh, I was thinking the opposite, but I am going to follow your lead.
I'll be honest, I forgot what happened. So for me, it'd be difficult to hear the chapter name and be able to draw anything from it.
Okay, she's still a cruise girl. She has cruise brain.
I'm always cruising.
Okay, do you want to try to cruise through the summary, or should I?
I would love to. Okay, so cruising right along. Okay, so this cruise.
Carnival Chrissy cruise. The USS Carnival Chrissy cruise. She's taking off.
Even more low budget than the original.
Yeah, you don't even get a full summary. You just get whatever's there.
Yeah, you just glimpse it.
Yeah.
Just a glimpse. Okay, so chapter 18, we are back to Raoden, and more importantly, we're back to Dilaf, our favorite character. Woo! Okay, but in this chapter, I'm looking through my notes, and my very first note is Dilaf! 2 exclamation points, because I was so excited because he's back. But then you see the spiral down as I'm like, oh, Dilaf, you've gone too far. And so Dilaf and Raoden, let's see what's going on. So Raoden needs to give another, sermon or whatever. They're talking about Elantrians, and Raoden has to do something. So he's like, Dilaf, you're going to give the sermon. You can do it. And Dilaf is like, okay, sure, whatever you say. And then Raoden is doing his thing that he had to take care of. And then, oh wait, I totally missed a part. Okay, scratch that. So this opens up with an actual Elantrian being there. That was very crucial.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Okay, so Raoden had made a deal with a guard. He said, okay, the next time an Elantrian escapes, bring him to me so I can study him. And apparently that has happened. So Raoden and Dilaf have this Elantrian in their little office or whatever. And the chapter opens and they're talking about Elantrians, and Dilaf is like, oh, what a vile, wicked creature. I can't believe he's here. And Raoden's like, have a little heart. So anyways, so they go in there and Raoden interviews the Elantrian, and he's like, wow, this is very disappointing because you're supposed to be the thing that I'm going to bind everyone together so we can all hate you, but you're actually very normal and unhateable. You're just sad. Yeah. Look at us. So anyways, that was a disappointment. And then he was like, well, I guess I'll just need to keep the illusion of the Elantrians alive, and they can never actually see you in person because then they'd know. The jig would be up. So anyways, and then I forget, something happens where Raoden's like, okay, Dilaf, you need to do the sermon. I forget what that is.
Raoden has realized that Dilaf can just say the same thing over and over and over again, but he has so much fervor and passion that people love it.
Yes.
So Hrathen is like, Dilaf, you go up first, you warm up the crowd, and then I'll come in after.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be the closer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's what happens. But that's where things get too much.
Too much.
You got to turn this cruise around.
Yes.
But it's too late.
Too late.
So Dilaf says he gets even more egregious,
Yes.
I guess, as it goes on, which we'll get into later. And then Hrathen is like, oh no, what have I done? He's gone too far. And so then he like jumps up on stage and is like, simmer down, everybody.
Yes.
Or he's like, we didn't really mean that. And then he like calms everyone down and then it all works out. But in the end, Hrathen's like, I need to take care of this Dilaf character because he's a little much.
Yes. So do you remember what Dilaf did that?
Okay, yeah, this is where my notes, it took a dark turn and I was like, oh my gosh, Dilaf. So I don't know if he's my favorite anymore. This was a little too far.
Yeah.
It was a little too far. So they had the Elantrian. Oh, I think Dilaf. Oh, no. Hrathen sent one of his workers off with the Elantrian to return him back. And he promised the Elantrian, he's like, for coming in here for this interview, I'll give you food. And so the Elantrian was supposed to return back with food. It would be great. But along the way, Dilaf intercepted them. And Dilaf was like, I need the Elantrian. And so then he uses the Elantrian as like his little prop for his sermon. And then he's like, don't we hate this guy? And everyone's like, yeah. And he's like, don't we want to beat up this guy? And everyone's like, yeah. And then they actually start beating up the Elantrian on stage. And that was too much. That was very, very sad. Didn't like that one at all. But actually, it gets even worse.
Yes.
Which is sad. So don't want to go into that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So anyways, as they're beating up the Elantrian, Hrathen is like, too much, guys, too much. So that's when he jumps on stage and stops everything. But then after, the whole sermon thing, Hrathen and Dilaf are discussing normal life things, and they still have this Elantrian, and he's like now just comatose and like totally out of it because, they can't recover. He's just in like this terrible pain. And they're like, what do we do with him? And then they're like, I guess put him out of his misery, but they don't really know how to do that. And they're like, fire should probably do the trick. So then they just burn him alive in front of them and they don't even have a reaction. Like they just continue with their conversation.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking about? What are your thoughts about the book so far? Now reading this chapter.
I still really like the book. I mean, I didn't like the chapter, like what they did in the chapter, but you're not supposed to.
Right. I guess I'm thinking, does it feel like the stakes are getting higher? Do you feel like the plot's picking up? Or
Oh yeah, plot's definitely picking up. Yeah, I think all those things are true. I think we're seeing more of Dilaf too. I think he's not like just a one layer character of like all anger. I think he does have a devious side to him of wanting to take things over.
Yeah. So what do you think is Dilaf's motivation? Because he's pretty much just undermining Hrathen at every turn that he can. And Hrathen, when he was giving the sermon, Hrathen's kind of like, all right, go warm him up. And Dilaf, seemingly knowingly, pulls up this Elantrian and just goes off the rail, which he knows Hrathen doesn't want. And it's like Hrathen didn't specifically say, don't go do that, but he's doing it anyway. So what do you think is Dilaf's motivation for this?
It's very smart. Okay, so I'm wondering, maybe Dilaf isn't a part of this religion at all. Maybe he's a Jesker. What a twist that would be. Because, okay. So he's trying to destroy the beast from the inside. So he learned everything there is to know about, what is it? Durethi?
Yeah.
He learned everything there is to know about Durethi. So Hrathen wouldn't be suspicious of anything. But Dilaf is secretly gathering his own army to overthrow Hrathen. So he's trying to foil him.
Oh, interesting.
That's my thought.
Okay. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
I think that would fit a lot of boxes.
That'd be interesting.
Well, because with Dilaf, it has always been very odd that he is from Arleon.
Right. I mean, maybe he could be Karethi. That's the one that Shireen is, right? But I don't know. I feel like he isn't.
Well, what I meant by that is that it's always so odd that he's from Arleon and then he's joined the religion that wants to destroy them.
Oh, right.
That was the part that I thought was odd.
You're right. That is odd.
Okay, so I think that was a really good summary.
Oh, are you ready for the title?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So the title of chapter 18 is Grace, Smoothness. What do you think of that?
I think Hrathen was trying to give grace to the Elantrian. I think Dilaf is a smooth operator.
Whoa. What a twist.
Yeah, what do you think?
Whoa. I like your thing about grace to the Elantrian, because I think
Mhm.
that's definitely true. And Dilaf is a smooth operator. But I think Hrathen is also a smooth operator, but he's not as many steps ahead as Dilaf is.
Yeah.
Because Hrathen was able to, curb the crowd. So he did
Mhm.
pretty good there. But he doesn't know what Dilaf has up his sleeves.
So with Hrathen, he's really trying to save the town because he has a lot of guilt about his last mission.
Oh, right.
And he was supposed to save Duladel, but then the whole thing ended up going up in smoke. So he has all this pressure on himself to make sure it doesn't go that way. We don't know what happened in Duladel, but what do you think might have happened that made it go off the rails?
Not entirely sure. Because I forget, have they said anything about Duladel?
No.
Oh, just really nothing. I mean, I'm assuming maybe more people were killed than he was wanting.
Mm-hmm.
That probably happened. I don't know if there was a similar angry uprising that just got out of control.
Mm-hmm.
If there were, I'd be very curious about his current plan, because it seems there's a line in here where he reminds Dilaf, he's like, remember, their hatred is for a purpose, and I need to control that purpose. But I thought that was a strange line, because that's a really risky gamble of trying to control an angry mob's anger and direct it towards something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So spoiler, we never find out what happens really in Duladel.
Oh, so sad.
So it's all conjecture. My take on it is that it feels like Hrathen has a very checklist strategy that he came in with. This is something we learned in that crazy monastery, how to take over a town. For step one, pick a disenfranchised group and make them public enemy. Step two, get all of the peasants to hate them, and I feel like he's just kind of following this checklist.
Yeah.
So my thinking is that he probably did a very similar strategy to last time. And maybe he's thinking, I messed up because it was my first time doing it.
Oh.
But I'm going to do it right this time.
Yeah, I could see that.
But again, it seems like with Dilaf, he's really the roller coaster's going off the tracks now.
Right.
And he is really losing control.
You can't plan for a Dilaf coming into your life.
No.
You did not account for this potential obstacle.
If you think Dilaf wasn't around, do you think Hrathen would have already taken over the town?
Oh, interesting. Well, I don't know, because Dilaf added some momentum. He was bringing in the people.
Yeah.
Hrathen was kind of boring the people.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to say. I don't know. That's tough. I feel like Dilaf is going to amass his own people though, and turn against Hrathen. So I mean, I think Hrathen would be more successful without Dilaf.
Yeah,
is my thought.
I think that's an interesting point. So I had a few notes. So one was, I think you said this too, do not forget Ardeth, Dilaf. There is a point to our hatred. It unifies our followers. It gives them a common enemy. There is another purpose, however, one just as important. Now that we've given the people someone to hate, we need to create an association between Elantris and our rivals, which is the other religion. And if we imply that the Karathi tolerance makes its priests sympathizers, the people loathing of Elantris will shift to that religion instead. So my next question is, do you think that if you're tolerant of quote unquote bad people or people that are hated, does that make you guilty by association?
Right. I feel like that's an issue we have today of if you demonize the other side, then you can't be tolerant of that, because you can't be tolerant of evil. Right. And which is exactly what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Which I agree, you can't be tolerant of evil, but I think we have made evil, we have really wide definition of what we're putting in the evil bucket.
Yes.
Which isn't good.
Yes.
So I think there is like some line of like, okay, if this is hurting people, can't tolerate that. But I think there is definitely room, and there should be tolerance of other things, you know, just like freedom of beliefs or whatever else. So, but I thought that line was really interesting, because especially since I do feel like there's parallels of what's going on today. Because it reminded me of, did you ever read the Screw Tape Letters?
No.
It's really good, but it's by C.S. Lewis, and it's this like head demon is mentoring this like younger demon. And he's like, yeah, good premise.
Like, so, like Raoden and Dilaf. Yeah.
Exactly. You're right. I didn't even realize that. So yeah, so it's head demon and little demon, and he's telling the little demon how to, like, you know, take over this guy's life. And he's like, well, first, like, distract him, and then like do this to him. And so it's just like, it was really interesting seeing like, okay, here's the playbook of like how this could happen, kind of thing. And so it feels like we're seeing the playbook of how this could happen in a society. So, which is concerning. Don't like it.
Yeah. And I think too, it makes everything feel so much more sinister, because if you're the townspeople, you just think, you don't know that all of these things are being so deliberate.
Yeah.
That you're being manipulated by this group, that they're coming in with this really intense strategy. Like, as the townspeople, you might just see, oh, they're just wanting to convert us.
Right.
Not, and even if you're like, oh, they want to convert us to take us over, that might be your next step. But you probably wouldn't think, oh, they're trying to not only convert us, but make us hate this marginalized group.
Right.
So that we cause civil unrest.
Yeah.
Weaken ourselves, and then we can get taken over.
Right. Just scary. It happens subtly.
Yeah.
It happens all at once.
So I think that, yeah, I think I would agree with what you said. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sanderson had read C.S. Lewis before, because he takes a lot of inspiration from other books. And like, he wrote this one, and it's kind of like Top Gun meets Star Wars.
Fun.
Yeah. And it is. And it's a fun book, and it's really good. And there's some things where he very explicitly does like a nod to Star Wars. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like someone was called like Yoda or something. It was something like very, very...
You're meant to notice it.
Yeah, in your face.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had lifted that type of like character archetype where you have head demon and like baby demon.
Oh, I like that idea. Yeah.
My next question was, so right after that, Hrathen started looking over at the smiling artist. How had the man known about his deadline? He couldn't. He must be guessing.
I don't think he's guessing. I think he knows.
Okay, so how would Dilaf know about Hrathen's deadline?
I don't know. Honestly, I kind of thought Hrathen had told him. Like, in my mind, I just kind of thought this was common knowledge, but I think it's just because we know it, you know, everything's happening on tax day. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Dilaf also uses some of the Eon Seon powers or something, right? Like, he kind of heard that conversation. I'm really not sure.
Okay.
He has some spies on the inside, though.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Spies on the inside within the church, or within like their local church in the town, or in the broader church?
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah.
So do you think, like, I guess my question is, do you think he overheard while he was in the church? Or did he have a spy somewhere along the way intercept?
Oh, that's interesting, because is this just like a local overthrow, or is this like complete? Yeah, from like I don't know. I hadn't even considered that. But I think that would make more sense if his spy was outside, because there's not a ton you could do within the same church.
Right.
You know? Oh, wow. That really makes us a big whole coup going on.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
A whole big Jesker plot.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think it's Jesker? I mean, you might remember from your first read. So,
well, I definitely know the answer. I can't say one way or the other.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. So I think Dilaf does have some seance, because that's the only way to communicate quickly, just through their FaceTime. So
old-timey.
Old. Is this old time or is it future? I can't tell.
It's like it's fantasy.
Yeah.
So what they call magic, we call technology.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I just have like a lot of quotes, and I was just going to keep running them down and asking you. I don't know if you want to jump in.
I had one quote that was earlier that I thought was interesting.
Oh yeah.
It's when Dilaf and Hrathen are like first talking about the Elantrian.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was so interesting because Dilaf has all these like half truths about the Elantrian. So he said things like their skin is pale and eventually gains black splotches, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But then he said their insides are rotted, their hearts do not beat, and their minds do not work, which is kind of like half true because their hearts don't beat as far as we know, but their minds do work. And then he had another line: within a few months, they turned comatose, barely able to move because of their pain of their soul being burned by Lord Jadith's fire. And so it's kind of true because they do often turn comatose, but it's not because of Jadith's fire, as far as we can tell. It's because they can't repair their bodies, and so like all the pain just accumulates. And so I just thought that was interesting because if you are trying to turn people against a certain group, half truths is a really good way to go, because you say something and you're like, oh yeah, that's true, and then you say something else and you're like, that's probably true too, since the other thing was true. So I thought that was really interesting.
That is very deep. Yes. Do you think Dilaf knows the truth about Elantris and he's purposely giving these half truths, or this is what he's been told and he believes it?
Man, okay, when I read this, I didn't think Dilaf was being devious and trying to change Hrathen's point of view, since Hrathen is like already on board. Like he doesn't need to do that. I don't know, because now with Dilaf, I don't know anything anymore, because I thought he was just like this little mindless, angry minion.
Yeah.
But now he's actually trying to overthrow everybody.
Yeah.
And so maybe this is part of his cover. Like he actually knows the truth of Elantrians, but this is part of his ruse, is to say Elantrians the absolute worst.
Yeah.
So, I think this is a cover. I think he's smarter than this.
Okay. So you think he knows the truth about Elantrians and he's just playing Hrathen, being like, oh, I'm so obsessed with them. And
I think so. Yeah, this is his cover up.
Okay.
I like it. Oh, Hrathen also had an interesting line at this point where he says something where he thinks that maybe their heart is beating so quickly that it's undetectable. He said something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting, because then it's like, okay, they're not dead. They're actually, in a way, more than alive. Which made me, I don't know, it just kind of gave me some like heaven vibes of like, you're not dead, you're like alive in a different way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I think Hrathen might be onto something there.
My thought is that if your heart was pumping so fast when the Elantrian got slashed on the stage, it would just be like a horror movie, like gushing blood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
projectile.
Yeah, the blood would just be all over.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but they're magical.
They are magical.
They defy the laws of biology.
Yes.
Okay, what other quotes did you have?
Okay, so this one was about Hrathen talking about Dilaf. And this was right before Dilaf went off the rails. So at first, Hrathen, he had been jealous of Dilaf because he's like, he has so much passion. I don't have that. Like, I'm jealous of it. Yeah. But then he's like, wait a minute. He's so passionate. He's like, but I'm the guy who directs him. So I am actually better.
Yeah.
And so his internal monologue is the man, Dilaf, rage was like a river. Hrathen himself had diverted it toward the crowd. Dilaf might have the raw talent, but Hrathen was the master behind it. He told himself that right up until the moment Dilaf surprised him. And then talking about what the crowd was doing and all of that. It being the crowd's fervor smelled too much of chaos a decade old, chaos that had overthrown a government. So Hrathen's thinking, oh, I'm so smart. Like, I'm controlling this rage. Like, I totally have it on lock. And then Dilaf goes off the rails and he starts spinning out of control, and he's like losing control of this river.
Right.
So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. I think this is exactly what Dilaf wants Hrathen to do, is like make his own narrative in his mind that like, actually I do control Dilaf. And so it's okay if he does this because it just reflects good on me for teaching my protege so well.
Yes.
So I think this is exactly what Dilaf intended. And I think Hrathen is just trying to make himself feel better with this story he's made up.
Yeah, that he's been getting played all this time.
Right. So yeah, so that's my thought.
Can you think of any example in your own life or in society where it's like man or a person thought that they could control this really powerful force and then it gets beyond them and they lose control of it?
Let me think. I don't know if a specific example is coming to mind. But I mean, I could see that could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like especially if there's like an angry mob, or even just like I could see that in like spiritual things too, like just like a religious fervor, and then you're like, wow, that wasn't what I intended to happen.
Yeah.
But I can't think of like a particular example.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
No, I wasn't really thinking of any one. The first thing that came to my mind was like maybe the people who made like the atom bomb.
Oh.
Where they're just so interested in pursuing this idea and then they're able to do it and then it kind of spins out of their control.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good example.
Yeah. And then the second thing I thought of, totally the opposite of the atom bomb, is like if you start a rumor or you gossip about someone and then it starts spreading and building, and then by the time it gets back to you, you're like, oh my God, I did not mean for that.
Right, but it's like too late to go back.
Too late. You can't go back, and you did a lot of damage.
You know, I think something you could probably say it about like social media or like phones, you know, like they probably thought it was going to be good and be big, but like, I don't know if they could have predicted it to be this big.
Right.
You know,
and make like this type of impact on people.
Yeah.
So the next thing that I had was in direct response to Hrathen is like chiding. Is that how you say it?
Chiding?
I think
so.
That's
it does sound weird, but yeah, like reprimanding.
Yeah. Okay. He was chiding Dilaf, and Dilaf comes back and he says, "You sound as if you're trying to avoid the inevitable, my Raoden," which is like my master. "You fostered this hatred. Are you unwilling to accept responsibility for the deaths it will cause? Hate and loathing cannot remain formless for long. They will find an outlet."
Yeah, that's a good quote. I had written down. Oh, right. And then I think Hrathen responds with, "But that outlet will come when I decide it." Which I was like, whoa. And that's where I thought, Hrathen, no, you can't. This anger's too much. You've gone too far.
Yeah.
Didn't work in whatever that place was called.
Yeah.
Ain't working now.
I just thought of what the river thing really reminds me of.
Oh.
Not the atom bomb. Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. Yeah. And they're like, I'm going to control like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And the dinosaurs are like, no, you're not.
What's that line? We never stopped to ask. We wanted to see what we could do and never stopped to ask if we should, or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Hrathen.
I had another quote, not in the book, but outside. It's from, I guess, Nishi. And it is, "Beware that when fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster."
That's good.
So I kind of feel like Hrathen trying to fight, quote unquote, the monsters, he's kind of
becoming
one with all of these small concessions that he keeps making. He keeps, okay, I'll do this. Okay, I'll do that. He didn't want to hurt the Elantrian, but then he had to burn him alive.
Right.
And it just, you're kind of seeing him slowly deviate off of his path, and pretty soon he's gonna just be off.
Yeah.
Totally course.
Yeah. That makes me think of two things, because like I think you're right. I think evil people or, bad people, it happens in the small concessions
Mhm.
where it's like after a long time, a series of small concessions are suddenly putting you way off the path,
Mhm.
right? And you end up in this place where you're like, wow, how did I end up here? And it's because of all the little steps
Yeah.
you made along the way.
Mhm.
And I think also it's interesting because I think there can be a tough line between who's the hero and who's the villain
Mhm.
in stories, because depending on whose perspective you're looking at, it can be
Mhm.
kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
Because Hrathen thinks he's really, fighting the good fight
Mhm.
and whatever. But if you're on the other side, you're like, no, this is ridiculous. We're good people.
Mhm.
This is outrageous, and so it's, I don't know. But to Hrathen, since they are evil people, like when you do
Mhm.
demonize the other group, then it does justify your actions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mhm. I think that's good.
I had a quote, but I mentioned it last time actually, where at the end, he's talking to the Warren. So, Hrathen is using his FaceTime technology,
Mhm.
and the Warren says, "I don't care," or it says something like, "I don't care if you convert the masses or not, as long as the nobility are bowed down, then the country is considered Jurethi." And
Mhm.
that's what made me think of the prediction, or no, an alternate plan. That what if Hrathen just
Oh.
converted the poor people and then they
Yeah.
overthrew the government?
Oh,
But we
oh.
already said that wouldn't work. So,
Okay.
so that was one. Yeah.
So I had another one. There's not really a whole lot to discuss. It's just mainly plot point. So the Elantrians' willful acceptance of immolation brought memories to Hrathen's mind, memories he had long tried to banish, images of pain, sacrifice, and of death, memories of Dakor. So that's that crazy monastery that we heard about from the king of Teod. And he said they do crazy things there. And now we know that Hrathen was there, and it sounds like it was a really bad place. What do you think happened there?
Whoa. I think there was some brainwashing going on,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that involved some physical pain and
Okay.
punishment.
Mm.
Um, so that they're like, more, what's the word, loyal,
Mm-hmm.
right, to
Yeah.
their whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And more willing to make all these like concessions in the name
Mm-hmm.
of Jadith.
Yeah.
As far as like what specifically went on there, I don't know. Do we ever learn? Oh man, we might.
I don't
We
know.
might.
So what do you think they're doing in Dakor? Like, what are they training these people? What are they doing it for?
Okay, so Dagmar trains all the Jurethi priests.
Mm-hmm. Not all of them.
Oh, not okay, but like the
It's like
higher up people.
it's like one of like the schools that teaches them, but it's known for its like very crazy methods.
Yeah. Hmm. Not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really think a ton about Dakor other than like, oh, poor Hrathen.
Yeah.
Like I like how he has like a more complex backstory that we're getting to see.
Mm-hmm.
That he probably wasn't always like this, and he really is just kind of trying to do his best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I imagine that there's some sort of like training to hate the other groups,
Mm-hmm.
like some demonization there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's where Dilaf learned all the things about the Elantrians. Like he learned it from someone who learned it from
Okay, so
there.
yeah, so that might be one of Dilaf's spies.
Oh, could be.
Is that? Oh, I'm thinking that's what
Oh,
you're saying.
I was, yeah, maybe a spy, or maybe just like in his training, he learned that from
Mm-hmm.
someone who learned it from Dakor.
Yeah.
But like that could be an example of things.
Mm.
So like they're taking something like the Elantrians and they're twisting the reality of what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
I think that makes sense.
Do they use magic there? Because Hrathen uses Seon, and he used something else at the end. Oh, Fortin's mystery arts. He used. I had that written down. Oh, Fortin. Yeah, that's right. He asked for him for a elixir,
a potion.
a potion.
Yes. So this is what happened. This is in my notes. Hrathen rationalized using the Seon to call the potion man. So he was only supposed to use the Seon to call the worm.
Right.
But he's like, I need to call my potion man.
Another small concession.
Yeah. So now Hrathen has inner dialogue about the potion man, and this is what he thinks of him. The man not only kept a Seon, like Hrathen, but was a devout follower of the mysteries, a degenerate form of the Jesker religion common in rural areas. Fortin, the potion man, himself was considered something of a mystic in his town, though he always put on a show of Durethi orthodoxy when he spoke with Hrathen. So I wrote that down because, one, it's talking about the mysteries and Jesker, and I have two things of note. First is that Hrathen really judges the potion man.
Yeah.
Because he's not following everything to a T, but neither is Hrathen.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing.
Good point.
And then the second one is that I find it interesting that Hrathen knows that the mysteries is a degenerate form of the Jesker religion, but Raoden and Serene and everyone else seem to conflate them.
Oh, very interesting. Huh. So do you think maybe he was Jesker and then what became Shudarethi?
My take on it is just that you would expect someone like Hrathen, who has all this hate for this other religion and demonize all these people, you'd expect him to not have the understanding or respect to differentiate the mysteries and Jesker.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But then you have these other groups like Raoden, who you would expect to know the difference, and then they don't.
Yeah, I see that. I could also see, though, that it's one of those things of like, keep your enemies closer. Like you really need to know who your enemy is in order to. And I mean, Hrathen is very smart and knows how to like manipulate crowds and how to, I don't know, demonize a group. And so I think to do that, you need to know who the group is.
Yeah.
So, but that is an interesting point. Whereas I feel like if you're like, just, love everybody, then it's like, doesn't matter what you believe, I'm going to love you anyway. And so maybe it would be less, motivation maybe to learn. I don't know.
Interesting. That could be like a strange side effect of being like, oh, I love everybody. I'm tolerant of everyone. You're not curious about what they do.
Yeah. Which not saying, everybody does that or that Raoden or Serene are doing that, but it could be.
It could be. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's interesting. So what do you think is the potion that Hrathen got and how is he going to use it?
Right. Okay. Wait. So what did we already know about this? Because I forgot about the potion. Was he like not feeling well or something?
Hrathen is trying to get the train back on the tracks. And so he's like, I need to call the potion man.
Okay.
And we don't know exactly what it is that he asked for. We know that it's something that's very hard to do. And then the potion man is going to work on it all night and send it in the morning. And it's going to take a week or 2 weeks or whatever to get to him.
Huh. I don't know. Do you think it's for Dilaf? Because he was trying to figure out, I think, in this chapter, like, what do I do with my problem with Dilaf? And so that would be my first guess.
Yeah.
Something for Dilaf. Make him more like docile. Make him go away.
Maybe kill him.
I don't think he's going to kill him, but I think it could be something. Maybe, I don't know. I was going to say maybe they took potions at Dakor, but I actually don't think they did. Okay. I don't think so. But could be interesting. So yeah, that would be my first thought.
Okay. I think that's a good guess. So that's all my notes for chapter 18.
Yeah, those are all my notes too.
All right, so let's go to chapter 19. Are you still on cruise notes there?
No, I'm off of cruise notes. I'm just in cruise mindset.
Oh, you're just all right. So we're still on the cruise ship. What did I call it? The Carnival Chrissy cruise. Yeah, we're still all right. Yeah. Okay.
Hop aboard. Everybody.
Hop aboard. All right.
Okay, so we're back to Raoden. The cruise has taken a turn into Elantris. This is the type of excursions you get.
You get to go to this carnival dump covered in slime with these living corpses.
Tours available.
Yes.
Okay, and this is where Raoden has this flashback about his first encounter with Elantris when he was a kid. And he had like hurt his leg, and then it gets magically healed in Elantris. I think his mom was there, right? Like his birth mom.
Yes.
So that's cool. And then let's think, what else happens here? I have some, actually, I don't have a ton of notes here. I have notes about Raoden being in pain, which is a normal thing, but Raoden seems to like I don't know,
Be more
still,
sensitive.
yeah, be more sensitive to things in his
Mhm.
older age. But something, let's see what happens here. Does another gang try to come? Does that happen?
So what happens is that we originally had the 3 gangs.
Right.
We had Karada, who had the children. She got absorbed into Raoden's gang. Almost 100%, we'll say.
Okay.
Then we had the guy Ton.
Right.
I forgot what his other name was.
Yeah,
Andon or something.
Andon.
Him. And he was the crazy guy who was like boiling the books and stuff.
Okay.
And he convinced him in the last Raoden chapter to join the gang.
Right.
So now we have Karada and we have
Ton.
They've joined. Some of Ton's people split off and went to the last gang.
Okay, that's right.
So
right, and now they're coming after.
Yes.
That
and
way.
now that larger third gang, they're starting to make moves towards Raoden's gang.
Okay. Does that happen in this chapter?
There is something where they kind of like do a surprise attack, and Raoden has this one guy who's like his watch guard.
Saolin.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And he goes in and he tries to, and he like saves Raoden, but then he also gets stabbed along the way.
Right.
And then Raoden has a lot of guilt about that.
Right. Okay. Yes. So Saolin is his little guard, and he has a nice sword, I think, from the palace. Is that right? Or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
So they have good weapons here with what's his face? With Raoden's gang.
Mhm.
Which is a benefit. And they just have like more energy and are more organized than the other
Mhm.
guy is Sheor, right?
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And so those are benefits they have on Sheor's gang, but Sheor just has a ton of people and they're all like very vicious and have a lot of like fervor, kind of like Dilaf.
Yeah.
Dilaf if you're an Elantrian. So they're
Yeah.
just like, out to kill. And so, and that's kind of tough. So yeah, so Raoden and his like right hand man Galadin are
Mhm.
trying to like strategize.
Yes.
Like what should they do next, right?
Yes. And then in this chapter, Galadin explains door.
Oh. Yeah. What?
So the power for Elantris comes from Aondor, Aondor. And how I take it is the Aeon comes from Arleon, like the Aeons, and then door is like the actual magic.
Oh.
And so how Galadin, now this is from Galadin's point of view.
Yeah.
He says that door comes from his religion, Jesker, and it's an unseen power, and it's pretty much like the momentum within everything. So he gives the example that if you take a bird away from its mom, it still learns how to fly. Like, how does it learn how to fly?
Oh, right.
Because it wants to fly. This is his definition. Because it wants to fly. So therefore it learns. And that's because of door.
Okay, right.
So he's kind of just saying that like your instinct, like your momentum, what makes things want to do what it does is because door.
Yeah.
And when you have Aondor, then you are able to control that movement and make it do what you want.
Okay. That's right. I really like that definition of door because it was like the life-giving like animation or like force behind life. I don't know. I just like that there's a word for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there you
go.
I
liked it. And I think you're right. I think Jesker seems to be in the best light at this moment. And Galadin is just the wisest old character. And so maybe it is Mormonism. Could be.
Yes. So Raoden, based on this, he concludes that Elantrins are still alive because they're feeding off the door, but there's something that broke.
Oh.
And so they're kind of like, if we can fix whatever is broken, then we can fix ourselves.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes.
See, Galadin is definitely an old Elantrian.
Yeah.
Calling it.
I think that's a good guess. So then Raoden says that there is a link between the land and door.
Oh, interesting.
And the reason why he says that is because the only people who become Elantrians are people who live in that vicinity.
Okay.
And in the old times, the further away you went from Elantris, the weaker the power got.
Okay.
Which I think that's a good explanation for why Elantris just didn't monopolize the entire world.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So there's some power source where Elantris is, and that's like where Elantrins are the strongest.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. And they don't get any further than that?
No.
Okay. But they're starting to grow corn. They're gonna start eating something from the land. That could fix it. Corn fixes a lot of my problem.
Yeah. So they kind of have been talking, at least with Raoden, it was like, I guess, an Easter egg. Maybe it's a spoiler. Do you remember when Raoden was first in the library with Galadin and he was reading all those books?
Yeah. Oh, they're all about geography.
They're all about geography.
Whoa.
So what do you think?
Of like, well, I think he's right.
Yeah.
But like, how does it work?
Like, how are they connected?
Well, okay. I mean, one of the things that comes to mind is that if they're connected to the earth, then it's kind of just like this cycle, right? Do Lanterns ever die?
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay.
It's very possible.
Okay. But there is something of like, from dust you came, maybe eating food from the ground, to dust you will return. And it seems like the Elantrians have just like a very like good outlook on life of like we're gonna serve other people because we're all, living here kind of thing.
Yes.
So yeah, so I think eating food is gonna be, although they have eaten food that was out of the ground outside of Elantris, but maybe they need food specifically from Elantris.
Yeah. So you think if they're consuming some of the Holy Land food, then maybe
they need some mana.
Yeah. Then maybe they'll like consume the door.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wow. There's some like communion imagery going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
I think that's good.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to point out is with the guy who defended Raoden and got stabbed. And Raoden's like, you're going to turn into one of the Hoed, one of the mindless Elantrians. Yeah. Like, I can't believe you did that. And he's like, don't even worry about me. Like, I'm happy to do it. It gives me purpose. Like, I wear this as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
And in the knight's point of view, he's like, I can withstand any pain because I have this purpose, and like it makes it not bad at all. My question for you is, why can't Raoden's purpose nullify his pain?
Yeah. Okay. I have that same question in this chapter. And my thought and my prediction too is that Raoden isn't meant to be a leader. Even though he's so good at it, this maybe isn't what his actual like purpose is. My prediction is Serene's gonna come in here and she's gonna be the leader. It's gonna be this whole twist, and Raoden's gonna do like public relations. Public relations and marketing.
Yes. Well, Serene could use that.
She could use a lot of things. I don't particularly want Serene to lead the Elantrians, but I could see something like that happening. So I had that same question too of like, Raoden seems to be doing something, but he's still in his pain. And so I think he hasn't found his purpose yet. Yeah. Even though he's doing good things. Yeah.
So in this chapter, there's kind of three parts. There's the first part where Raoden visits Elantris and he gets healed by Elantrian.
Right.
Then there's the part where Raoden is seemingly suffering the pain more than other people.
Yeah.
And then there's the last part where we see there's a connection between the land and the magic.
Okay.
So how do you think those three parts relate?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't put all those pieces together. Well, I think it's probably going to come full circle that Raoden's going to be healed by Elantris again.
Okay.
And I still think the food's going to be a part of it. could be that Galadin, the OG Elantrian, is gonna also heal him somehow.
Oh, okay.
That could be it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Okay. I think that's good.
Yeah. I also had a thought with the quote you said from the guard guy. So what I had written down was Raoden said something like, pain only brings you one step closer to insanity. So like, don't do it. And the guard responds, no, I don't think it does. These people gave in to their pain because they couldn't find purpose. Their torture was meaningless. And when you can't find reason in life, you tend to give up on it. Each stab of pain will remind me that I earned it with honor. That is not such a bad thing, I think. Which is pretty much the same quote you talked about, but it reminded me of one of our other favorite books. The Fault in Our Stars. Did it remind you of that?
When we started reading this book, I was like, man, we're going to be talking a lot about pain again. That was the first thing I thought of.
Common theme. But yeah, it's talking about like, what's the purpose of pain? And can you redeem pain with like honor or with purpose?
Yes.
And it also reminded me of your favorite quote from The Fault in Our Stars. Pain is like fabric.
Oh my God.
The more of it, the more valuable it is.
Said by a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wild. Yeah. So yeah. So guard and 7-year-olds have some things in common.
Yeah. Well, I believe it more from the guard than a 7-year-old just coming up with that. But
it's fine. Very wise.
Yes. So I didn't have any more quotes or anything from this chapter. I kind of already talked about it.
Yeah, I pretty much, let me think. That was pretty much it for me either. At the end, I had written down, I don't know what exactly reminded me of this, but it's talking about sludge again. I don't know. And what I'd written down was that to most Elantrians, the sludge was accepted as an irrevocable part of life. That was probably a line, actually. I wouldn't use the word irrevocable in my normal sentence. But it reminded me of how the peasant class is also just accepted as a natural way of life. And it takes a lot of creativity to see past that and to see a different way. And I feel like Serene brings that different perspective. She's coming from a different land. And she's like, no, this can be different. Women can go to fencing clubs.
Yes. Oh, that's very interesting. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't play our game. Do you want to know the title for this chapter?
Oh, yeah.
It is Eon, which means willpower and endurance.
Okay. So do you think Raoden will have endurance to get through? Or do you think he'll succumb?
No, I think he'll have endurance. I mean, we still have half the book left. Raoden can't be insane for 300 pages.
Well, I guess that's true.
So no, he's definitely gonna endure. It'll be tough. I think the corn will help. I think him finding his real purpose will also actually help.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think? Well, I guess you know.
That is what I think. Oh, wait. I asked you what you thought.
I know. You turned this game around. The game's supposed to be, I tell you the name, and then you tell me your thoughts.
I forgot. Okay, what do I think it means? I think it means that Raoden needs endurance.
Yeah.
And he's struggling with that.
Yeah.
Last thing. I swear. This is just a plot point. Raoden's gang collects the Hoed, the like mindless Elantrins, and he puts them all in one spot. And he has some other Elantrins go in and visit them and like try to take care of them, and they don't get better, but they
plateau or like stabilize.
They kind of stabilize. Yeah. Whereas before they're always being like just like screaming in agony. They're just kind of like like moaning a little bit.
Right. So. Yeah, I really like that. And it like speaks to, you know, the necessity of community and like just having interaction. And clearly they have a lot of like physical pain, but maybe like that emotional side is kind of being met a little more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Are you ready to wrap this up and go to chapter 20?
Chapter 20.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Our favorite Serene.
Favorite.
Woohoo. Okay, so chapter 20. What happens here? We're in Serene. Oh, okay. So Serene is in a church and she's meeting with She's meeting with the boys club again. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, I think she's getting updates on like how her plan's been going of like giving people 10% ownership or something, talking about finances. Shuden's there, Ahon's there. Is the whole gang there? I wrote down quotes from them.
Yeah, everyone's there.
Cool. And then let's think. Is that the main thing? Boys club meeting?
Boys club, and then
Does she talk to Rathen? Or I mean, she doesn't talk to the king in this chapter.
no, she does. Serene organizes trade. So basically what we found out the last time is that King Iodon, he had all these silk ships with product.
Right.
And they all got blown up out of the water.
By the pirate cutthroat.
Yeah. So he lost all his money.
Okay.
And so on tax day, he's going to lose his throne.
Right.
Serene doesn't know that tax day is the end of the world. She just thinks it's tax day.
She didn't have that on her calendar.
She didn't have that on her calendar. She just thinks it's tax day. So her and the old men are trying to come up with a way to prop up the king.
Right. Because who's going to take it over otherwise?
Right. Exactly. They're kind of like, they're kind of on to Rathen and Telri.
Yeah.
They're like, there's something up with them. They're like, tax day, Telri's probably going to have somehow a ton of money and he's going to become king.
Yeah.
So we need to come up with a way to sneak Iodon money without him realizing we're helping him.
Right. Because he'd be too prideful.
He'd be prideful and
suspicious.
Yeah. More suspicious, I think, than prideful.
Yeah.
So Serene organizes trade between Tiod and the king.
That's right.
Where she basically makes it seem like they're kind of like dummies a little bit, where they're going to pay 10 times the normal price.
Right.
And the king is a little suspicious of it, but Serene negotiates that to allow her to go into Elantris.
That's right.
And do her widow's trial there.
Yes.
Which the king had at first, like when she talked about it, been very like, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah. I like that. I thought that was sneaky. That was good.
Yeah. And then the other thing is we find out that all of Serene's handmaids, like her servants, are going missing. They're running away.
Yeah. Okay. What? I wrote down they've lost 4 peasants this year.
Serene didn't even notice.
Oh my gosh. Like, what the heck? Okay, but that made me think, are they all becoming Elantrians? Then I thought, what are all those noises that Serene's been hearing at night?
Yeah.
Is that them escaping? Is that them becoming Elantrians?
Yeah.
Is that Raoden visiting?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. So could be lots of things.
So those are the big things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. That was a good summary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So starts off. Oh, they're meeting in the Karathi chapel. And I thought that was interesting because both Serene and Raoden are starting their new things in churches.
Oh,
yeah.
Very interesting.
I guess Rathen's doing his thing in the church also. So I guess just everything actually. All their office spaces are churches.
All of these military rooms are happening inside a church. There might be some symbolism there too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, some more coups. They're treason of meetings. Okay. So she's asking for the update. And what update does she get?
I don't know that the men update her with how it's been going.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right.
I don't have any notes on that. What I do have is the men talking about the king, and they're kind of like, it's his own fault that this happened.
Yeah.
And so the quote I had is, His Majesty got greedy, Shuden said. He bought more and more ships and filled them with as much silk as he could afford. Then one of the other men replied, We're all greedy, Shuden. Don't forget your family earned its fortune by organizing the spice route from Jindo. You didn't even ship anything. You just built the roads and charged the merchants to use them. My thought on this is that whoever you are, you always look ahead and you say, I'm not rich, but he's rich. I shouldn't get taxed, but he should get taxed.
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough, but he gets paid too much. And I think that happens at any stage of the game,
Yeah.
you know, unless you're careful and you're trying to be very like analytical about it.
Right. Level-headed. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a really good point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of make up a narrative of what we want to believe about ourselves.
Well, yeah, because I've met people where it's like, they're like, I'm not rich. This guy's rich. And it's like, I look at him and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
but you're not
relative to
poor. Yeah.
Yeah. You always compare up, not down.
Exactly.
Right. So
exactly.
you're always yeah.
Yeah. And I even do it with myself sometimes.
Right. Yeah, we do all do it.
Yeah.
So, but it can be good to compare down sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Put things in perspective. Okay, I had some quotes about Shuden too. So it said that Shuden had a deserved reputation for honesty.
Mm-hmm.
That made me think, has he been honest so he can save his lie? I think he's going to be the traitor.
Ooh.
And I realized last time, I think in the last episode, I had said that Royal escorted Serene to the ball. It was Shuden. I said the wrong name.
Yeah.
So Shuden escorted Serene, even though he was the eligible bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
And Harathan, or no, Duke Tellery like knew some things, and Harathan was like, "How'd you know that?" I think it was Shuden. Shuden's the secret informant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I had written down a line. Serene smiled at Shuden. This was the second time he had been the first to offer his support.
Oh.
Do you think Serene is falling under Shuden's spell?
Could be. Yeah. She doesn't seem suspicious of Shuden.
I mean, like in a romantic way.
Oh, in that way? Oh, no, I don't think so.
You're not picking that up. Okay.
I wasn't picking that up, but he was the jouster or whatever,
Yeah,
the fencer.
The Tai Chi.
Oh, the Tai Chi.
With his rippling muscles. Yeah. Okay, so now with that,
The worst.
what do you think now?
Oh gosh. I think I just thought that line was so ridiculous.
I know.
Okay, is she falling for Shuden? Maybe, could be.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't picking up those strong vibes, but honestly, Serene probably wouldn't have strong vibes.
I know. She seems very, very ignorant.
You never know what she's thinking.
Yeah.
You know, which I think could be a tactical thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not picking up on that.
Okay.
But now that you mention it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I want her to be with Raoden.
Yeah.
Their letters were cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, I had a few other lines here. I just appreciated the scene. I thought, okay, this was just a small detail, but it said that Serene stood up to have authority. Oh, that's interesting because they had to sit down to have authority. So it's like this interesting. Yeah. I thought that was a cool detail that he added. They're also just like seeing the dynamics of the group. And they're talking about planting and finances, which are things that Serene doesn't really know much about.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it because then she was like in the learner position.
Yes.
Which I thought made her seem more real.
Yes.
So I like that.
Yeah.
But I think she is also very witty,
Mm-hmm.
as her name suggests, because she's like telling everyone like, no, we need to pay attention to Harathan.
Yes.
Even though they think like, you know,
yes,
he's not up to anything.
Right.
Well,
not that they don't think he's up to anything. They think that religion is not important.
Oh, okay.
And she's trying to say, no, if you control religion, then you steer the ship.
I see. Yeah. So she's smart.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what's up. I like that. Then I thought it was interesting when they're talking about religion. Ahan says we could compensate the priest for turning against Elantris. I think this is the Karathi priest.
Yes.
Because she's already seeing that he's drawing the connection between Elantris.
Omen.
Yeah. The Karathi priest.
Mm-hmm.
Good omen or bad omen.
Mm-hmm.
So Serene's already seeing the connections between, the hate between Elantrians and the Karathi.
Mm-hmm.
And Ahan's like, well, okay, what if we saved Karathi by telling the priest that if you also hate the Elantrians, then it'll save you, and we could like pay him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was interesting because it reminded me of the truth quote we talked about last time.
Oh, yeah.
And how for Ahan and maybe the other men, everything's about money, even truth. So it's like whoever has the gold makes the truth kind of thing. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, I think that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to the quote that you were talking about with Serene standing up versus
Oh, yeah.
Hrathen sitting down. I think part of that has to start with your base level of like respect.
Yeah.
Where it's like with Serene, if she were to sit down, I think she would be ignored.
Yeah.
But with Hrathen, because he comes from this place of superiority and he's like a man and he's all these things, he can sit down and people will still respect him.
Right.
Even more.
Right.
So.
Right. I think that's true. I mean, this is fantasy, but that's definitely drawing on a real thing.
Yeah. Right.
I've felt that. Have you felt that?
Describe a time where you felt that.
So I felt that like teaching high school when everyone was taller than me. I was like, gosh, like I felt like I had no sense of like natural authority. Because also I look like I could be in high school. And so it's different when like you look older, or even if you look young but you're a guy. There's a different like dynamic there.
Yeah. Oh, I could totally see that. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So yeah, so I related to that.
Yeah. Interesting. Like
Yeah.
that. Okay. So where are we?
So I had a quote about Ahon. I have some more quotes, but do you have any quotes?
No, keep going.
Oh, okay. So my next one, I really liked this. I think it was by Serene, but I unfortunately didn't write who said it.
Oh.
But it said, "It's hard to demonize a man after you've seen tears in his eyes as he thanks you for feeding him." I thought that was just so good.
Yes. So I wrote that too. And so when Serene is trying to do the widow's trial in Elantris, the men are like, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time with this drawing. You're wasting your time with this widow's trial. And Serene's like, no, this is important. And she said, my goal is to demystify the city. We can defeat Hrathen with simple truth. Then your quote, "It is hard to demonize a man after you've seen tears in his eyes and he thanks you for feeding them."
Right. Yeah, which goes, and Hrathen knows that too, because he's looked into the Elantrian's eyes and he's seen like he's just hungry.
Yes.
Like, that's literally it. And I just thought that was so true, because I think in our world too, there's a group that you're like hating or demonizing. It's like, well, when you meet someone from that group, your perspective changes a lot.
Yes. Yes.
So,
and I think in today's like modern warfare, one of the big things about it is that it is blind in a lot of ways, where you can just hit a button and things happen and you don't have to be there. You don't have to see it. You don't have to see the people. You don't have to, we as citizens don't have to hear about it if we don't want to. We don't have to look at it. We can just ignore it and keep going about like our day. It's really easy to forget and be sensitized. That's interesting too, thinking about how Elantris is like in their city versus like a lot of our, I don't know about community, but like interactions happen online where you can hide it and you can choose what you see. But Elantris, like you can't ignore because it's like such a big thing in the middle of their city. Oh, very interesting. That was interesting. So that's all I had with Serene and the men. Let me see. I had another quote. Oh, never mind. This is a quote from Ash. And this was after she had already met with Raoden. Yeah. So, yes, I have no more quotes with the men. Okay. The only quote that I had going into Serene and Raoden is when she was going to see the king, the guards were like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "Let me in. Like, it's my dad. I'm the princess." And they were giving her a hard time. And then she's like, "It's probably because the queen doesn't come to visit." And this is her inner monologue. "Eshin, the queen, probably didn't come to visit. Even silly women resent being described that way to their faces." Whoa. And I'm like, Serene is so, she has the harshest criticisms for other women. Yeah. I don't like it. I know. I don't like it either. She's not a girl's girl. And it's like, even if Eshin is like, quote unquote, like a silly woman or whatever, it's like, she's one of your only allies. Yeah. And also, like, that's just mean. It is mean. And it's like, what about all those silly men you were just talking to? Yeah. Serene is also, what's the word? Not misled, I guess. Or Misguided?
Maybe misguided. I was kind of thinking like under the trance of like the men's natural authority versus
Oh,
like
so do you think she has like internalized misogyny?
maybe. I don't know. Could
I
be.
could see that. I could also see Serene having competition with women who were like Queen Eshen,
Yeah.
who are more naturally feminine, who,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
could see that.
liked knitting and things like that,
Right.
and who were quote unquote not smart because men don't like smart women. They
Yeah.
only like stupid women. So maybe she has this like prejudice against women who she feels like outcompeted her and like quote unquote won,
Right.
and she was left a spinster.
Yeah. I could see that too. Yeah, I'm not liking it. I do think though, Eshen's come up in a few of our conversations, and as I was editing the last episodes, I'm adding in a prediction that Eshen is actually super smart and has her own plan going on.
Oh, so you think she's Serene's Dilaf?
Yeah, a little bit. Eshen and Dilaf. I want another book written from Eshen and Dilaf's perspective.
What if Eshen is Dilaf's spy?
Whoa. I don't know. Maybe Esha would need to be pretty busy.
Yeah.
She would need some ins. But I mean, I bet she does have an Aeon. Or no, Seon
Yeah.
to FaceTime with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think she's working with Dilaf, but I think she's smarter than Serene is giving her credit for.
Mhm.
And she's gonna come back and like be an ally
Yeah.
for Serene and actually like a helpful one.
Yeah. Well, as we've seen for pretty much every single character, whenever they think of someone as lesser than themselves, it comes to bite
I've been
them.
wrong. Yeah.
So we'll see.
I like it.
Okay. Did you have any comments on the trade thing between Iodine and Serene?
No, I thought it was a clever deal.
Mm-hmm.
For her to find a way to go into Elantris.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think so. I do think though Serene is like she unveils herself and was like, actually, I'm smart. And he's like, what?
Oh, yeah, I
That
forgot
happened.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the king was like annoyed at first, and then
Yeah.
he's like, well, I can get you money. And then he's like, all right, fine.
I'll take it.
I forgive you.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so like that. And then did you have any more
Mm-mm.
here? Okay, and then the last part is Serene talking with Ash, and then Serene talking with her maid servants.
Yes.
People. So let's see. What does she and Ash talk about?
Ash is the one who brings it to Serene's attention that her handmaid is missing and her room is a disaster.
Oh, right.
And Serene's like, what are you talking about? It's totally fine. And then he says, yes, my lady, but you are a child of nobility, raised to ignore those who work around you. I only suggest you remember that if the maids disrespect you, it could be as detrimental as if the lords do. Because Serene's like, who cares if like they don't clean it? It's like, I don't care. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And Ash is like, no, you should kind of like pay attention to like the people who are making your bed and giving you the food and
right. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that point. And yeah, it's kind of pointing out her blind spots too.
Mm-hmm.
Like she ignored Eshen. She's ignoring the maids.
Yes.
I had a line from the end of this section.
Okay.
And I think it's Serene, and she's talking about the maids, and she's like, man, she's like, I feel like I'm not doing any good. I'm at the bottom of a hill, an enormous boulder is about to crash on me.
Mm-hmm.
She asks, or she says, I hope the prince is watching as well. I guess like instead. She said, would he be proud of me? Ash goes, very proud, my lady. She said, I just want them to accept me. And so she's thinking back on Tiad and how she was never accepted. And then she says, she thanks Ash for listening to all of her lamentations. And then Ash says, we can be strong in the face of kings and priests, my lady, but to live is to have worries and uncertainties. Keep them inside and they will destroy you for certain, leaving behind a person so calloused that emotions can find no root in your heart. And I thought that was a good line.
That is nice.
I know, of like part of being human is having worries and concerns.
Yeah.
And part of being human is like sharing that with other people.
Yeah.
Which I guess goes back to the Elantrians and like their hospital bed of like they have pains and worries or something.
Yeah.
And like sharing it with other people.
Oh, yeah. Now, it might also be why we just dislike Serene so much, is because it seems like she's done a number on trying to make sure that she doesn't share these emotions and she doesn't, do any of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, robot Serene.
Mm-hmm. So I took another line. I don't know. I think Ash said this to Serene in part of his recon. They say he, Raoden, gave the people hope that the peasants endured Iadon's outrageous burdens because they knew Raoden would eventually take the throne. The country would have collapsed years ago if the prince hadn't gone amongst them, encouraging them and reviving their spirits.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that line because Raoden, his name means spirit, and he is spirit in Elantris, and he provides them hope. So he's unifying them through hope.
Yes. Okay, that's Raoden's purpose. It's not to be a leader. It's to go around like
shaking hands,
people up,
kissing babies. Yeah.
That's what he needs to be doing.
Yeah.
He'd be so happy with that job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that line too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just want Serene and Raoden to be together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm liking it. So I don't think she likes Shuden.
Yeah.
She's thinking about Raoden.
Okay.
That's my thought.
Yeah. So what do you think has happened to the maids? I know we talked about it a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Any predictions?
Let me think. So it sounds like, when Serene calls the maid in and the maid comes, it's like the head maid or something, and she's the maid Miala, she's like, so sorry. And she's like, oh my goodness, can't believe this happened. She said, I didn't even think of this. We lost another girl this afternoon, and it didn't occur to me that your room was on her list of duties. And so it doesn't sound like it's a purposeful thing.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they're understaffed because everyone keeps dying.
Yes.
Which is a tough place to be.
Well, running away.
That's what they're calling it these days.
Yeah.
Becoming Elantrians. So what's happening? Maybe they are becoming Elantrians.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going, if it has something to do with the ground. Raoden became an Elantrian recently.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's something about the ground on the palace in particular.
Oh, like the food is bad or something.
Or
maybe it's good.
Yeah. I don't know. Like that could be it. If there's like a sudden rise in Elantrians from the palace, because they haven't had any Elantrians.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that could be something. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then the last thing is that Serene hears a weird noise precisely at 11 o'clock at night, twice a week.
Weird. Just a guard on his morning or night rounds.
Yeah. Is that what you think it is?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Okay, so the whole time she's been hearing noises, I kept thinking, like, is it Raoden and Katara? Have they started visiting regularly and we just don't know about it? But I don't. That's pretty often to go swimming in the...
What if Raoden is going to look at Serene?
I thought
while she's sleeping.
That's a little creepy, but...
Would you find that romantic or would you find that creepy?
Oh, that'd be pretty creepy. That happened in Twilight that I watched for the first time recently. And Edward, or whatever his name is, he just appears in her room and she's like, oh, hey.
Talk about an unbelievable movie.
Oh my gosh.
And like the vampires are the most believable part of that whole thing.
Oh my gosh, it's just outrageous, all of it. I was like, my goodness. But anyways, so no, I would not find that cute and endearing. I would find it cute and endearing that he wants to get to know her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something. And I kind of get it. If he looks like an Elantrian, that would kind of be scary. So
what if he stalks her?
That's not as cute.
But I mean, in order to get to know her, he's like, I'm gonna just like put on like a hat and a fake nose, and I'm gonna walk I'd like always kind of be like in the corner, like watching her and like seeing her.
In some ways I could see that being kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
Would I want someone following me? No, I think it's weird.
Okay.
But I could see some parts of that. Well, you're welcome to come in. Sounds good. So yeah, but I've had a feeling the whole time that Raoden is coming in and that he does want to see Serene.
Okay.
But now that we've explicitly said it out loud, it sounds a lot creepier than it did in my mind.
Okay. So we know that Serene is going to be going into Elantris
right
soon.
Oh,
Do you think she's gonna see Raoden? And if she does, how is that gonna go?
oh, okay. Well, I could see where all this is coming together because if Raoden has looked at Serene, then he knows what she looks like. And he, I guess, knows what he looks like.
They
but he looks-
FaceTimed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. So you already knew. But she wouldn't recognize him because he looks different now.
Yeah.
So I think Raoden will recognize Serene.
Okay.
And he'll like gather her in.
Do you think he'll like make himself known and try to get her as an ally? Or do you think he's gonna not trust her? Do you think he's gonna
I think he won't reveal who he is at first.
Okay.
He's gonna like have a conversation and kind of like, pimp her on like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're the princess? What's been going on?
Yeah.
And then he's gonna like see what's going on. And then he's gonna say like, she's smart and she's actually like doing good things. And he's gonna say like, I'm Raoden.
And then
eventually.
Okay. And then Serene's gonna
they're gonna partner together.
She's gonna be totally okay with it from the beginning.
Well, I think that would explain a lot because she's been thinking that Raoden has killed his son.
Yeah.
And she'll I think that would make more sense of like, okay, he's become an Elantrian.
Yeah. Okay. So once she's teamed up with him, is she gonna like get him out of Elantris and they're gonna like tag team the
I
thing?
don't know. Was this before Raoden has eaten the corn or after? Because I think the corn's gonna make a big difference. I think that's a crucial part to the plot.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out about the corn.
Okay, but are they going to team up together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to team up together. He maybe could go out of the city in disguise. I think that could happen.
Shuffling around.
He could go to the men's club, but Shuden can't be there because Shuden's the informant.
Oh,
you got to be careful who you're sharing Raoden with. Okay.
And last thing is, how does Andon, the autistic boy, save the day?
Oh,
how does he come in and
he and Eshin are in cahoots?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So they're in cahoots.
Okay, no, they're not in cahoots. How does he save the day? I think Andon has actually been taking notes on what everybody's doing. So he knows Dilaf's secret plan.
Okay.
He knows Serene's secret plan.
Yeah.
He knows it all.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be this boys club meeting where Serene and Raoden are there with all the boys.
Yep.
And they're like, what do we do next? And Anna's just going to waltz in there and say, this is exactly what everyone else is doing. Obviously, you need to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. So he took Serene's strategy of like, let's play dumb, but even further and for many years.
His whole life. He knew he was going to be for a big purpose.
His purpose. Yes. Okay.
Well, see, yep, there you go. Back to the purpose.
Okay. All right. I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think these are good predictions.
I think so. Thank you. Last thing, do you want to hear the title?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. It is shockingly also willpower and endurance. The same name.
Okay.
It's a good word.
I wonder if we were to look back, is there a parallel timeline with Serene and Raoden with like what they're doing? I'm just spitballing because like why would it be the same name?
Yeah, I know, right?
Unless one of them is endurance and the other one is willpower. That could be another one.
Whoa. That could be interesting.
Because Raoden would definitely be endurance. And I could see Serene.
I mean, I could be in both.
Yeah, I could see Serene being more like willpower, where it's like, she's like, I'm going to Elantris. And everyone's like, you can't do it. And she's like, I'm gonna.
Watch me.
Yeah. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts on willpower endurance?
No, I think that's most of it.
Okay, well, I need to burst your bubble because we just did 3 chapters and one of them had one name and the 2 others had the same 2 names. And I'm looking ahead on chapter 21 and it is also willpower and endurance.
What?
Yeah.
Is it Raoden again?
No, and now it's Hrathen. So that's the cycle. And then I looked at the next 3 and they all have the same name. So this whole time there's been 3 chapters that all have the same name in a row. So it's all parallels.
Oh, so we've been on, because like you were talking about those cycles.
Yeah. So we could have been formatting our podcast as here's the willpower endurance chapters. Here's the spirit chapters. Because I think there's something there.
Oh man. All right.
Star mark. We'll only need to do 4, I guess, one time.
Yeah. Okay.
Or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll just lose one of the chapters again, like I did chapter 15. That one went a lot faster.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for potting.
Yeah, this is great. I'll see you next
See you
time.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.